everyone. So today we have Ayush Narsaria, Executive Director of BNI Varanasi and Managing Director of Optilex LED. So let's have some business talk with Mr. Ayush.
Thank you.
So, sir, please tell us about yourself and about your business.
Sure. So as you already introduced, I am the managing director for Optilux LED lights. We are an LED lights company. We have super stockists and distributors across 17, 18 states in India, and we are in the distribution business of LED lights. Also, since the last 4.5 years, I am running BNI Varanasi in the city, and we have close to 500 plus entrepreneurs who are working together towards growing each other's business.
So BNI basically grows people's business, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So sir, ये BNI आपने कब से शुरू किया, कब से ज्वाइन करा?
Sure. So मैंने BNI की मीटिंग देखी थी कोलकाता में. My younger brother Ayush Narsaria is also a partner with me in the LED lights business. In fact, he is the key person who's running that business. He's based in Kolkata. He's 1 year younger to me. He invited me to a BNI meeting in Kolkata. तो मैं कोलकाता में था, तो I went to a meeting. I attended as a visitor. I loved the energy in the room and I loved the way they were doing business. So I wrote to BNI asking ki, is there a chapter in Varanasi which I can join as a business owner? But then I realized there was none. So then I wrote to them asking if we can start it in Banaras.
Okay.
And that's how the journey of BNI Varanasi started. So we got approved in the month of May 2017, exactly 4 years from now, and we launched our first BNI chapter in October 2017. So since October 2017 and today, 4.5 years, we are very blessed that we have a community of 500 plus business owners who are working together towards growing everyone's business.
So sir, as we know, आप मैनेजिंग डायरेक्टर भी हो ऑप्टिक्स का.
Optilux
तो
के.
हाँ, सॉरी. सो वो आपने कब से शुरू किया?
उसके 3 साल पहले मैं आपको बताऊं तो मैं पहले दुबई में काम करता था. I was working in the company called Dunya Finance. It is a NBFC, and I was working in the compensation and benefits department. So when I left the company, I was the head of compensation and benefits in Dubai. So I came back to India in the year 2015, and that's when me and my younger brother we started this LED lights business. So 2015 to 17 was the journey where we started it from scratch, and we appointed super stockists. So yeah, it's been close to now 6+ years.
ओके सर. सो मे आई नो कि कितना आप किस एज में हो गए जब से आपके दिमाग में बिजनेस का ख्याल आया, जब से आपने सोचा?
Sure. So we are a Marwadi family. So business हमारे blood में ही है, and I think since we were born, we were told कि आगे जाके business ही करना है. So even when we were studying during our MBA days, or when I was working in the job, there was this thing in the back of my mind कि after learning the skills that are required, I would like to get into some business. So it was from the very beginning, जब से भी ये रियलाइजेशन था कि कुछ करना है लाइफ में, तो बिजनेस करना है, ऐसा था ही दिमाग में.
ओके. तो जब हम छोटे होते हैं 6, 7, 8 साल के,
जी.
तो हमारे कुछ और ख्वाब होते हैं ना. जैसे हमें टीचर उठा के पूछते थे क्या बनना है बेटा,
जी,
तो
जी.
वी आर लाइक डॉक्टर, इंजीनियर. सो आपका बिजनेस ही था या फिर कुछ और भी चॉइसेस थी
Right.
जो बाद में जाके चेंज
So
हो गई?
मैं अगर if I can recall correctly, मैं I think क्लास सेकेंड या थर्ड में था जब कंप्यूटर्स वर अ क्रेज इन आवर सिटी. लोगों के ऑफिसेज में डेस्कटॉप कंप्यूटर्स लगने लगे थे. कुछ लोगों के रेसिडेंसेज में पर्सनल कंप्यूटर्स, डेस्कटॉप कंप्यूटर्स लगने लगे थे. तो देन कंप्यूटर्स वर समथिंग दैट वुड फैसिनेट मी. तो तब मैं सोचता था कि आई वुड बिकम अ कंप्यूटर इंजीनियर. तो at that point it was that. But I remember class 9th में we had to choose between commerce and computers. तो तब I took some feedback from my seniors, and the kind of programming language that needed to be learnt, I realized I'm better off studying commerce.
ओके सर. सो आई हैव वन मोर क्वेश्चन इसी से रिलेटेड कि जब हम कोई चीज़ शुरू करते हैं बिजनेस, तो हम कई स्टेप्स को स्किप करने की सोचते हैं कि लेट्स पहली सीढ़ी को छोड़ के क्यों ना हम सीधे किसी का सपोर्ट लेके आगे बढ़ जाए. तो क्या ये सक्सेस की तरफ हमें ले जाता है?
I think there are no shortcuts in business or in life. आपको कोई भी चीज़ अगर में सक्सेस पानी है, तो आई माई पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस हैज़ बीन दैट यू हैव टू फॉलो ऑल द स्टेप्स. And before you delegate it to somebody, before you take support of somebody, you need to know how to do it yourself. Then you can maybe have a team, you can delegate and things can work. But initial levels में आपका खुद का involvement और आपका वो जो hard work है वो करना ही है. You cannot skip that hard work and go to the comfortable life. It takes that
एग्जैक्टली.
journey.
सो सर, हम कैपिटल लगाते हैं कोई भी बिजनेस शुरू
जी
करने के
जी.
पहले, अपनी पूरी कैपेसिटी लगा देते हैं, बट कभी कभी होता है कि हम सक्सेसफुल नहीं हो पाते हैं, सो वी गेट फेलियर. तो शुड वी अफ्रेड ऑफ फेलियर, आपके ख्याल से?
मेरा पर्सनली ऐसा मानना है कि फेलियर्स आर ऑल्सो अपॉर्चुनिटीज टू लर्न. Even I have had failures in my earlier life as an employee in the organization, or as businesses that I have been running. Even in my LED lights business and in my current BNI vertical, there are failures sometimes. We still go through it. But every failure should be taken as an opportunity to learn from that failure and towards creating something which is better than before. So all failures teach you something and help you become better and evolve better as an organization, is my perspective.
So what was your hardest phase?
My hardest phase, I think, was when I came back from Dubai. There's a very different kind of business environment here in India, and especially in a tier two city like Varanasi. So there was a lot of mental roadblocks that I had, and the way people were doing business here, time की क्या उनकी value थी, कमिटमेंट्स की उनकी क्या वैल्यू थी, या बोलने का क्या लहजा था, एवरीथिंग वाज वेरी डिफरेंट.
Different.
सो सिंस आई हैड spent a lot of my time outside Banaras, 8+ years after 2007, coming back and getting to do business with the people of Banaras was my hard time. It took me some time to understand that I may be evolved by getting exposed so much, but I need to communicate in the level that the people here understand. So I remember I would speak in English more.
Okay.
I would address people in a more polished way. But then I realized I am not able to connect with my stakeholders. And then I realized if you want to do business here, you have to touch them in their own
Exactly.
language, in their own ways. So that was the hard part, because there was so much of disconnect from where I was working earlier and what I was supposed to be doing here.
So how much time it took?
I think it took me more than 2 years to
2 years.
understand
Wow.
that there is a gap in the way I am working and in the way it will work out here. So it took me 2+ years, and then I realized, and then I think I started seeing progress.
सो ड्यूरिंग कोविड, उस टाइम सबका हार्ड फेज चल रहा था, तो आपका जो बिजनेस था उसमें क्या क्या प्रॉब्लम्स हुई और आपने उसको कैसे ओवरकम करा?
Sure. So if I talk about my LED lights business, the sales were almost zero because सब कुछ लॉकडाउन था and कोई कंस्ट्रक्शन वर्क नहीं हो रहा था, तो कोई LED lights की रिक्वायरमेंट नहीं आ रही थी. Even there was no channel partner open, so no stockists, no distributors were open. Everybody was shut, right? So that was the time when there was zero sales and we were incurring a lot of cost in terms of our rent, in terms of our fixed manpower cost. But then me and my younger brother, we felt that this is the time to research, to reinvent, to realize our potential. So we invested that time in learning what is the market going to be like after the lockdown, what are the things that we were not able to do when the market was open, and reinvent ourselves. So we did not take that time as a bad phase. We took that time as a break that we are getting from our operations to learn something.
That's great. That's really great. So, sir, this is a really different question. Do you have any regret जो आपने बिजनेस के दौरान किया है और बाद में आपको रियलाइज हुआ कि नहीं, हमें नहीं करना चाहिए?
Yes, definitely. One thing that I have realized, I think 2-3 years ago, is every business owner or any professional in any kind of work need to be very good with people skills. Now I have realized more than the technical skills, like knowing how to run a software or knowing a particular language or knowing a particular technical skill is not as important. As important it is to know how to deal with people. Because if you go back to the history, or even if you look at the current bigger organizations, people are not paid more on the
Hmm.
basis of how many skills they have, technical skills. They are paid on the basis of how well they are able to manage people. So people management skills is something that usually we are not taught in our
Hmm.
schools, in our colleges.
Yeah, exactly.
But people management skills, if somebody gets that right, he or she can go places.
सो ये है हमारे व्यूअर्स के लिए क्वेश्चन कि अगर वो फ्रेशर हैं और
Hmm.
अपना बिजनेस स्टार्ट करना चाह रहे हैं तो उन्हें किन बातों का ध्यान देना चाहिए और क्या ऐसी चीज़ें करनी चाहिए जिससे आगे जाके उन्हें प्रॉब्लम ना हो ज़्यादा।
Sure. So maybe if I could sum it up in three things. Point number one, आप दिखेंगे तो आप बिकेंगे. So if you are starting something new, you need to make a lot of noise. With your own budget, you need to see how you can reach out to the largest number of people. Because a lot of times people don't even know that a kind of product or service that you are offering actually exists in the market. So point number one that a startup should focus on is making itself visible in the community through different media. Two, I think building the right team is very important. If you want to scale up your business, you have to have a team of people and properly assign tasks. If you end up doing everything, you will not grow. So always have a mindset that eventually you will have a team and the processes will have to be delegated. Three, I think every startup needs to create a process where you have numbers in your hands. A startup owner need not manage the whole business after a time, but he or she should be able to review the key numbers daily so that they know if the business is going right. A lot of times क्या होता है ना कि we spend few weeks months and then we realize कि हमारा जो गोल था उससे हम डेविएटेड हैं, और तब तक डेविएशन बहुत वाइड हो चुका होता है. अगर आप डेली या वीकली बेसिस पे अपने नंबर्स को ट्रैक करते हैं और कहीं भी कोई आपको डेविएशन दिखता है, आप तुरंत वहाँ पे उसको पकड़ सकते हैं और यू कैन वर्क टुवर्ड्स मिनिमाइजिंग दैट डेविएशन. बट इफ़ यू डू नॉट ट्रैक योर numbers for a very long time, and then when you look at it and if the deviation is too large, then it takes a lot of efforts to come back to track. So these three things: one is being visible in the market, two, having a mindset of scaling up through teams, and three, always being on top of your numbers.
अमेजिंग, थैंक यू सर. सो आई हैव वन मोर क्वेश्चन कि
Sure.
जब यंगस्टर्स बिजनेस शुरू करते हैं तो हमारे अंदर पहले स्टार्टिंग में मोटिवेशन तो बहुत ज़्यादा भरा
जी
होता है,
जी.
लेकिन आगे चलते चलते सेम बिजनेस देखते हैं हम, सेम लोगों को देखते हैं जो किसी लेवल पे कोई फर्स्ट पे है तो कोई लास्ट पे है. तो अगर हम उस लेवल तक नहीं पहुंच पाते हैं तो डिमोटिवेट हो जाते
जी
हैं.
जी.
तो उस चीज़ को कैसे ओवरकम करें, उस चीज़ पे कैसे हम स्टिल रहें.
Okay, so I think it is more to do with your willpower. Sometimes the going gets tough. Sometimes it takes a little more time to reach where you want to reach. But मैं इसको एक एग्जांपल के तौर पे आपको बताता हूँ कि if I hit this table, maybe I put 10 hits, मैं इसको 10 बार पंच करूँ तब तक ये ब्रेक ना करे, बट हो सकता है 11वें पंच में ये ब्रेक कर जाए. So it does not mean that that 11th punch made this table break. The cumulative 11 punches made it to break. So we as entrepreneurs need to realize कि हम जितने भी efforts ले रहे हैं वो cumulatively impact create कर रहे हैं. Maybe we are not able to break through where we want to, but अगर आप इसको करते रहेंगे तो वो एक कंपाउंडेड इफेक्ट देता रहेगा एंड देयर विल बी अ टाइम व्हेन इट विल ब्रेक थ्रू. सो नेवर स्टॉप and go back. Always keep evaluating yourself and keep going forward. And one more thing that I read somewhere in the book is, in a very good book, is it is not important to climb up a mountain. It is very sad if you realize कि you climbed up that mountain and then realize this was the wrong mountain. इस पहाड़ पे तो चढ़ना ही नहीं था, चढ़ना कहीं और था. So if you keep monitoring what you are doing, you will always reach where you want. It may take a little longer, but you will reach the right goal. Sometimes people stop evaluating every in a timely fashion, and when you stop evaluating, monitoring timely, and then you evaluate after a very long break, you sometimes realize you have gone up, but you have gone up to a mountain which was not your initial goal.
ओके सर, सो मे आई नो आपके रूटीन क्या थे बिजनेस के दौरान, जो
Sure.
जो पॉइंट जो सबके लिए इम्पोर्टेंट है, सबको
Right.
फॉलो करना चाहिए.
Okay, so I think I can again sum up this question in three major points. The first thing is we need to be an early riser. That is my personal feeling कि आपको दुनिया से पहले उठना ज़रूरी है, और वो टाइम आपको देता है जो कि एकदम अनइंटरप्टेड टाइम होता है. उस टाइम को आप यूज़ करते हैं टू डू थिंग्स विच योर कॉम्पिटिटर्स आर नॉट एबल टू डू, बिकॉज नॉट एवरीबडी वेक्स अप सो अर्ली. So one is waking up early and you getting hold of those 2-3 hours which others are not able to utilize. The second thing I would say is taking care of your physical and mental health also. A lot of times क्या होता है ना, when we are starting up a business or when we are too excited or aggressive in doing something, our mental and physical health takes a back seat. We start burning out. हम 2-3-4 साल 5 साल तक तो कर पाते हैं काम, बट उसके बाद हम रियलाइज़ करते हैं कि हमारी बॉडी और हमारा माइंड हमको उतना एफिशिएंटली काम करने के लिए सपोर्ट नहीं कर रहा. तो इफ़ यू वांट टू वर्क लॉन्गर, इट इज़ बेटर टू मेक टाइम फॉर योर फिजिकल एंड मेंटल फिटनेस. So the second thing that I constantly follow is taking that 1.5 hour out every day for my physical and mental well-being. The third thing I would say is आपके रूटीन में ना देयर शुड बी सम टाइम फॉर थिंकिंग. मैंने ऐसा फील किया है, अ लॉट ऑफ अस एज एंटरप्रेन्योर्स, व्हेन वी स्टार्ट आवर डे, द डे इज मैनेजिंग अस, द डे इज कंट्रोलिंग अस. जो आ रहा है हम किए जा रहे हैं, जो हमारे सामने बॉल फेंकी जा रही है उसे हमें हिट करना पड़ रहा है. तो वी एंड अप द डे एंड देन रियलाइज कि अरे यार, आज वो सब कुछ जो मैंने सोचा था मैं तो कर ही नहीं पाया. So it is important that we spend some time planning our day so that the day doesn't run us. We run the day according to how we want the day to be run. That way, I have felt that you achieve more in from a day. So if I can just sum it up again, one is waking up early. That has worked for me. Two, keeping the physical and mental well-being in mind. And three, planning your day, spending time thinking, and then doing. So these three things have helped me in my routine.
Thank you so much for this golden rules, and I follow these rules personally.
Great.
So lastly, sir, what will be the success mantra for viewers?
Success mantra. Okay, so you cannot achieve success alone. So for the viewers today, go out, meet people, connect with the right kind of people at the right place, and together as a team we are better. We are better together.
Thank you so much, sir, for this conversation.
Thank you.